Door Knocking 101. The series continues, and this is part 3. How often should I be hitting the doors? How many doors should I be hitting? And how big of a farm really should I have in order to be a success and remain top of mind amongst the homeowners that I want to do business with? Well, keep it dialed in here because we're about to jump into that video right now. What's up? I'm Eric Haas, now at eXp Realty in sunny Southern California. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. If you're new to my channel, super stoked to have you joining me today. If you're a return viewer, thank you so much for the continued support. It means the world to me. If you haven't already though, please like, comment, and smash that subscription. Also, hit the little bell because guess what? I'm dialing you in on 2 videos a week. That's right, exactly that. 2 videos a week, dropping Mondays and Fridays at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm going to have you dialed in on not only how this pandemic is impacting our lives, our local housing markets, but also tips, tricks, and strategies that you as a buyer, seller, investor, and a real estate agent can be using to stay successful even during this market that we're all experiencing. So let's jump into these questions right now and get you those answers that you're looking for. So how often should I be at the doors pounding the pavement to see some results? Well, I'm going to go based off my own experience of 15 years because it's brought me a tremendous amount of success. I've developed great relationships with homeowners in the neighborhood, and it keeps me top of mind when people are thinking of doing anything real estate related. Also, it maintains that trust factor because I'm the one who's going to be on speed dial and no one else. Because why? Because I'm maintaining that face-to-face interaction. So based on my schedule, I go 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. Obviously can't do it during the pandemic, but during my normal, market schedule, I'm going 5 times a week, Monday through Friday, at least 3 hours a day, so I can make sure that I'm hitting 150 to 200 doors, whether I'm talking to people directly or leaving a newsletter that I've shown you in my past videos just to keep them up to speed if I miss them at the door. The number of homes that you're hitting a day goes hand in hand with your farm. So if you're looking at me and going, what the heck? How am I supposed to go 5 times a week, hit 150 to 200 doors when I only have 500 homes in my farm? Well, guess what? We're going to jump into the next question. How big should your farm be? Well, if you really want to get results and find that success a little bit faster than, say, a marathon race and a little bit more of a faster paced marathon, then you need to be out there 5 times a week. You need to be hitting those 150 to 200 doors because there is no way around it. And if you're telling me again, hey, my farm's only 500, well, guess what? Your farm is way too small. You need to go bigger and grander and get to a point where you're able to hit that market 4 to 6 times a year, 4 times for every single time the market is changing with the quarters, and 2 additional times just to stay top of mind as well. This is imperative. I have a lot of agents coming to me and saying, hey, Eric, how often are you going door knocking? I'm really curious. I'd like to see, what it's like, what your schedule is like. And when I drop the bomb on them that I'm going 5 times a week, boy, they sit back and they're like, well, I'm only going once or twice a week. Look, if you're only going to go once or twice a week, that is not making a commitment to door knocking whatsoever, and you're honestly not going to see any results either. So if you're finding yourself sitting there and going, you know what, I don't have that time to invest, well, to be honest, I want to ask you what you're investing that time in if you're not door knocking, and weigh that against the fact that you could be trick-or-treating literally for a $50,000 commission check. I mean, it's simple as that. How many doors should I be hitting a day? Well, I already kind of touched on that. My schedule brings me to daily 150 to 200 doors. Now, I know a lot of people are not going to be home, so I make sure that I cover a vast amount of doors so I can make sure that I talk to a lot of people, because if you're not talking to a lot of people, you're not going to be presented with an opportunity. And if you're not presented with an opportunity, well, you're sure as hell not doing any deals. So I like to make sure that I get in front of at least 25 people before I call it a day. If I'm getting past that 150 or getting close to 200 doors, and I haven't hit that 25 contact mark, well, you know what? I'm just going to push on to the next street because it's all about making that connection face to face. If people aren't home, that's fine. You're leaving the newsletter. But the main objective of what you're trying to do when you're at the doors is meet someone, talk to them about real estate, and see if there's anything you can help them out with. Now, after you've gone out door knocking, you've made all these contacts, you've hit your 150 to 200 doors, what do you do next? Well, I'm going to give you a little tip right now. Make sure that you write down every person's name that you meet. Make sure that when you're at the door, you ask for that homeowner's name so that you can follow up and say, hey, you know what? It was great meeting you. I really appreciate the conversation we had. And if I can be a resource or of service to you or anyone you might know in the future, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, even if it's just a question. Those are the follow-up letters you must be doing and putting out there, written by hand. It's something that no one's doing anymore, and you've got to include that business card because, look, you're going to stand out from the pack. People are going to remember you for doing that exact thing. In fact, also, when you're out at the doors as well, and you see something cool with the house, or you notice that, a homeowner changed their landscaping, let me tell you something, guys. Make a note of it. Just say, hey, you know what? Saw you did some landscaping. It looks phenomenal. Guess what? Never met a homeowner before the past 4 years that I've been knocking on their house in Mar Vista, and guess what? Out of the blue, they called me and they said, hey, you know what? We're thinking about selling, and the reason why we're calling you is because you wrote us a note 4 years ago saying that you loved our landscaping. Never had the opportunity to speak with them in person, but because I left a note, they actually kept that door knocking flyer. And like I said in my previous videos, I've tweaked my newsletter so many different ways and times. They had one that was probably, 4 or 5 years old. So, those things matter. People find value in what you're sharing with them, whether you're complimenting them as well or giving them value with content. So please make sure that you have this all dialed in because it's only going to help you, benefit you, and find you being a success at door knocking faster and quicker. So don't forget, you got to be out there 5 times a week, at least 3 times a week to start out with. But 5 times a week is the absolute minimum that you should be out there. 100 doors, minimum. Do it, get it done, don't have excuses. Let me know how it goes. Comment below. I want to know what the successes you're having once we're out there and able to do so, because again, I want to find you completely prepared and ready to dominate the door knocking industry when we get back to normal. So on that one, have a great one, take care, and I'll see you on the next video.